Welcome to the show, Historizing the MC Culture. My name is Prophet, member of Outcast Motorcycle Club, and this is episode 3, where we discuss the sacred denim. Once again, I'm attempting to answer a question that was brought to my inbox in regards to the sacred denim and why it means so much to us. So that's what I'm going to do. And often this subject of the denim in MC culture comes to the surface, and it's usually from some unsuspecting individual who wants to lay claim to their right to wear such a sacred artifact. And as a professor of MC history, and I've had my fair share of conversations which the individual is out to challenge the idea of the denim being reserved for a small percentage of bikers. So with that being said, let me attempt to offer some context and some historical value as to why the sacred denim means so much to us and why it's been elevated to such a lofty position within our world. So in 1853, a man by the name of Levi Strauss moved from Buttenheim, Bavaria to San Francisco. And that was to open a West Coast branch of his brother's New York dry goods business. And so in 1871, a Reno, Nevada tailor by the name of Jacob Davis invented the work pants. And this was done by combining the tough denim from the Levi Strauss with the idea to add copper rivets to the key stress points of the pants. And so in 1873, Levi Strauss and a tailor named Jacob Davis received a U.S. patent to make the first riveted men's work pants out of denim, which were essentially the first blue jeans. The company then created their first pair of Levi's 501 jeans in the 1890s. And this is a style that went on to become the world's best-selling item of clothing. Early motorcycle clubs wore sweaters, bomber jackets, varsity jackets, and even protective overalls, or coveralls as some call them, with their club names stenciled on them. After the end of the World War, the bomber jacket made its introduction into the MC culture with airmen coming back and returning from overseas. This look was popularized by early bikers and quickly became the universal symbol for youth rebellion. The bomber jacket offered a superior level of protection, and it appealed to the biker, but it also had its share of setbacks. The leather jacket was cumbersome and restrictive in the arms. It also kept the rider extremely hot, and it offered little in the comforts of keeping cool in the heat. Bikers wanted something that was practical, protective, and essentially unrestricted. During the section of time known as the formative period, and this is 1945 to 1957, we bear witness to the conception and birth of the Outlaw Motorcycle Club. Motorcycle Club members were transitioning from the bomber jacket, and they began wearing the denim jackets from the Levi Strauss Company. In the name of rebellion, the clubs that broke away from the traditions and the guidelines of the AMA then began to cut their sleeves and collar off their denim jackets, therefore introducing to us what is now known as the cut. These original clubs they wore denim, and they were purely outlaw clubs, meaning they were clubs that lived outside of the law. The denim cut quickly became the symbol of rebellion within the MC culture. Much like the iconic bomber jacket before it, this movement was reserved for those who chose an alternative lifestyle. It was reserved for those who flipped the bird to civilians for shock value and to each other out of love, enjoyed a life on the road, downed whiskey and beer, partied till the morning sun, indulged in recreational drugs, kissed on the lips as a token of sincerity, fought and made up, wore shocking paraphernalia like swastikas, iron crosses, Maltese crosses, Tennessee battle flags, double lightning bolts, and did any and everything in the name of brotherhood. The denim jacket was very much a part of the formation and growth of America's true two-wheel outlaws that roamed the asphalts of this great nation. The denim cut would eventually get worn down, and from the many hours and miles on the roads and the elements that continue to pour down on it until eventually it was little more than barely recognizable raggedy jacket. And this is the genesis of the term rags. Outlaws would continue to patch up their rags with extra material from their Levi's 501 jeans, which were the popular jeans at the time. Because of this sacredness, many men were buried in their denim cuts or buried with them. And as the ultimate sign of respect, some outlaws would retire their denim and only wear it to the most important events, such as a wedding or a funeral of a brother. Additionally, denim cuts would be handed down to legacy members as a sign of respect. So one must understand that the denim cut represents outlaw, rebellion, early history. Its status within this life cannot be denied or taken advantage of. Those men who've earned the right to wear such a true and genuine piece of biker history hold it sacred in their hearts and minds because they understand what it represents. They understand the sacrifices that surround it. They know the history of it and those men and those clubs who paved the way for their own existence. It is disrespectful, at the very least, to don such a sacred article of MC clothing and not be a part of the era it was born from or meet the criteria of those who uphold its legacy. In short, denim cuts are reserved for outlaws, traditional clubs, and support clubs who've been given the green light to adorn such a article. Traditionally, it's reserved for all male MCs riding American-made brand iron who don't fall up under the AMA, who have the traditional positions in their club. And outside of those parameters, the club has simply earned the right to wear it or been blessed to wear it by someone who's earned the right. The problem the MC community experiences today is the horde of new bikers and clubs that feel that they have the right to the sacred denim. They feel a sense of entitlement as if the culture and the legacy owes them something. That is so far from the truth that it becomes almost blasphemy to even consider it and disrespectful to the many outlaws and their support clubs that have earned that right. In closing, it is imperative that we understand the legendary status of the denim cut, as well as the history surrounding it. If you want it, earn it, like those that came before you, and they had the temerity to do it. Don't go and slap a patch on one and come riding down the street because you seek to defy and desecrate its sacred status. That behavior can prove most hazardous to your health. This is Prophet, Outcast Motorcycle Club, Historizing the MC Culture, Episode 3, The Sacred Denim. Shout out to Kobe Bryant and Gigi and the rest of the people affected by the tragedy. Peace, y'all.